What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Best Family Homestead. So the 6-month-old Husqvarna saw had a catastrophic malfunction, which I'll show you guys a little bit later in this video. It's still at the shop waiting on the warranty work. This saw, one of my go-tos. This is a double eagle 80 Mcculloch. They started making these in '84, and I think they made them up to like 90 82cc chainsaw. This was my granddad's chainsaw, and he bought it in '84. So this saw is right at as old as I am, almost 40 years old. It's a little bit younger than me, a little bit older than Robert. So the only reason I haven't been using this much is because the spring for the pull cord wore out and wouldn't retract. This saw is a beast. For people that don't know, say a Husqvarna 390, an 88cc chainsaw has about 6.3 horsepower, I think. This 82cc old saw is almost 8 horsepower. It will outcut most of your new big $1,500 chainsaws. The other huge reason I don't use it, a new chainsaw weighs about 8, maybe 15 pounds, you know, for the bigger ones. This bad boy is not like, he's about 25 pounds. So it will make you tired. So she's used more for big jobs, but that's all I got. So right now, I'm gonna show you guys how to change a spring in one of these. Now, changing the pull cord spring in this is pretty much the same as changing a pull cord string in a weed eater, pressure washer, any pull start gas motor. It's generally the same. So you can watch this video and change it in another chainsaw, or change in your weed eater, whatever you need to change, and get the basic idea. So I just got my spring in the mail. Alrighty. Make sure, and especially if you haven't done a lot of work on chainsaws or anything, lay everything out in the order you took it off, so that way you can put it right back in like you took it off. All right. Got our new starter cord and our new spring here. So we're going to get this thing set up. I'll show you guys how to do it. I got to round up a couple more tools, and then we'll get on it.
Yeah. How the f did that happen?
What did it do? It blew the decompression release off, yeah. All right, everybody, so we're heading up to the Husqvarna dealer to get this covered under warranty. You can see right here, not sure if you can really see down in there, but anyway, there's threads, and there's a little button that you push that releases a compression to make it easier to start. Well, there's supposed to be a button there. Well, luckily we got it all on camera. That thing came flying out, God knows how fast. I heard it go by my head when we were using it yesterday. Definitely not good and not safe, and I'm not very happy with Husqvarna right now. So we're gonna go up there and see if they will take care of it, which they should. It's still under warranty. I've got my spring. This little plastic insert goes in here to keep the spring from getting caught. So that was something I took out I shouldn't have. Now, if your pull cord is bad, most of your just standard pull cords They don't come put together. So I know everything's going to fit inside my spool. I'll give just a little bit of extra room here for my knot. This stuff is just nylon, so if you don't do this, it's going to spray on you real bad, be a pain. So all we're going to do is take a lighter, some kind of heat source, melt that back together, and that's just to keep it from coming undone later. A pair of needle nose pliers or a Leatherman Gerber is kind of a necessity for this job, so make sure you have a pair sitting around before you try and get started on it, because if you do not have a pair of needle nose pliers, I'd say it's going to be almost impossible to get this job done. At a minimum, it's going to be extremely difficult. There we go. All right, so I showed you how this was going to get tied. I cut it to length. Use this, make sure I had enough room for my knot. But you're not going to want to don't tie this on once you get everything fitted. And you can kind of guesstimate it. This is just how I always do it to make sure I don't cut anything too short. Because once I get my spring put in here, this has to go back in through our cover. All right, so I took it back off, and now we can get our spring in here. If you put this in with the spring first, trying to get into that little hole and get your thread and your knot is a real pain in the butt. So I like to go ahead and have my spring or my pull cord just pre-wound. All right, so let's talk a little bit about some do's and don'ts. It's been a long time since I've had to do a spring like this. If you can order, and they make them for newer equipment, if you can order this whole assembly that comes with all this stuff already done and you just pull it off and bolt it in, by all means, don't. It might be $10 extra. If you have the option of not just buying the spring and putting the spring in there, take that option. Notice I put my glasses back on. This wrap that's holding this spring, that comes off and you don't have something over it, you're not ready for it, it'll go through your eye pretty quick. Might cut you a little bit. It's pretty thick, but it will definitely hit your eye. Protection is most important, so make sure and have safety glasses on when you do this. All right, so one other thing to check before you get ready to put your spring in: make sure that you have your pull cord around the right direction. All right, you can tell because you're going to feel the compression stroke. So see, I can turn it very easily clockwise. When I turn counterclockwise, and this saw has a lot of compression, I can feel the compression. So you want to make sure that this is wound the right way. All right, so how these pull springs work: you see this is wound up, held by this rubber or this plastic band. Don't try and cut this band first. Rewinding one of these things is such a pain in the butt, which is why I say get the whole assembly if you can. But you can see this catches right here, and then this you can see a little cutout. Well, when I set my spring in here, this cutout goes right here. All right, so best case scenario, what I'm going to try and do, While I need my needle nose pliers, I know my springs wound the right way. I'm gonna set this down. And some springs are wrapped a little better than others. This one is not wrapped terrific. This isn't going to work the way I wanted it to. Like I said, I thought it might be a real pain in the butt. Having your pull cord on can help, because that's going to help me rewind the spring. Alright, so now you see why I advocate for buying the whole assembly if you can. So now what Aaron gets to do is straighten the spring back out and get it rewound. Alright guys, so the easiest way to, if your spring comes unwound like this, is to set your little piece right, or your little tab in the slot right here, and it takes a minute. But this way you have something to hold this spring, because it's strong. It's stronger than it looks. Alright, so you'll get to see it from the beginning. Set your little tab in here. Alright, so we got that spring in there. Remember that I want to make sure that it pulls counterclockwise, so I want to double check and make sure my string, go ahead and get it out of the way and rewind it up here. Again, trying to make sure I line this tab up, and hopefully it's going to be tight enough to where on the first pull, feels like it did. All right. Yep. All right. So I'm gonna, these are saws. Well, most big chainsaws have a decompression button here, which I'm gonna show you.
Oh, that's almost what
yeah,
killed you.
Yeah. I'm gonna show you more of that here in a minute. So that way I can wind and make sure it basically just lets the compression, so I can. All right, so turn the decompression valve up again. Come on. And it goes right back. What I needed. So tomorrow, we will be over at the old bird farm. I'm gonna see if this thing will start in the morning when it's cold, about 30 degrees. So I appreciate y'all watching. Make sure and tune in to Robert's channel, Watch Your Step, because we're gonna let him test it on my channel, and then we're gonna be doing some cutting at his place with it on his channel. Like, subscribe, and share, and we will see y'all tomorrow.